Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Sunday today, and I'm here with another project for you, another Christmas card. So I've kind of moved away a little bit from Christmas cards, but I thought I'd pull out the Merry and Bright bundle, which is part of the Merry, Bold, and Bright suite. And the bundle is still available in the online store, although it is retiring, but I thought I'd use it. And the gorgeous Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green foil that is part of the suite. So if you haven't used this suite, it is still available. It is so much fun. It was one of those that I kind of had on my list. I was kind of attracted to, but I didn't get it for a little bit of time because I just wasn't so sure. But now that I've had it, I just absolutely love playing with it. So I'm going to make a card using the foil yeah, I'm going to switch over. We'll get started. Don't forget to tell me where you're from if you're watching, and yeah, I'd love to know where you're watching from when you join. Also, if you're coming in through YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you get notified when I go live. Now, just trying to. Okay, there it is. It's in focus. Takes a little bit for some unknown reason. So this is the Merry and Bright bundle. Like I said, it's part of the Merry, Bold, and Bright suite in the mini catalog, the July to December mini catalog. The bundle is a photopolymer. The images are bigger than they appear. These are 85% images, so they are a little bit bigger. It comes with the suite has this gorgeous Granny Apple Green, it's kind of hard to see, and Melon Mambo foil. There is also these really pretty iridescent, what are they called? Iridescent adhesive backed discs in a bunch of different colors. Poppy Parade, Melon Mambo, I think it's Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, and there's kind of a iridescent-y pinky one there. Hey, Hazel, welcome. Oh, great. Glad you could join. I'm trying to think whether there was some ribbon part of the suite as well. I don't specifically remember. Those iridescent discs are not retiring, which is really fun because I love to have all the colors. The bundle is retiring, as is the designer series paper, which I'm not using today, and the foil. Okay. So I pulled out a piece of basic black, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, or whatever half of your cardstock piece is. And we're going to score it at 4.25 or half. And fold, as always, grab your bone folder and fold into the mountain or the raised line. Now, hopefully, you're getting close to finishing your Christmas cards and have got them in the mail. Mine went in the mail last week. Now I cut a piece of this really pretty Melon Mambo foil. I cut this 4 inches by 5.25. So it's the first layer on there. And then I've got a piece of basic white that is 3.75 by 5. So it's going to go. So if you have a hard time I'm going to say wasting all of this real estate that's going to be covered up of this foil, then I could have, which I didn't think of because it's kind of a last minute idea to add the foil. You can cut. I went ahead and cut out some of these Christmas lights from the foil. So I could have cut those out of the middle of this foil and not kind of wasted this whole piece that's just going to be covered up. So there's a tip for you. Use the middle of any foil or specialty paper that's going to be covered up. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to stamp. I love this string for the lights. Seems a shame. Yes, it does seem a shame to do that, which is why cut some out. Cut some pieces out. I'm looking for a big enough stamp. I don't know where my long block is, so we'll have to use this really big one, which I have a hard time stamping with because it's so huge. But we're going to stamp this string for the lights in Tuxedo Black Memento. So when I've got a really big stamp block that I have a hard time hanging on to, I always ink it up from the top. So I am inking this up using Memento. trying to make sure it's all inked up. There we go. I think that's got it. So I'm going to put that kind of across on the diagonal like that. There we go. So we've got our string for the lights. And before I put my lights on, I am going to stamp the sentiment in Melon Mambo. That's what I do have. So I am going to say, no, not that one, Merry, Merry. Merry Christmas. All right, so we're going to do this in the bottom. I'll do Merry first. Actually, I'm going to do Christmas first because Christmas is bigger. I want to make sure I leave room for that. Don't use Melva. Oh, that's not very straight. So here's a tip. I've told this before. Ideally do this before you've inked it up. With photopolymer stamps, especially smaller ones that kind of want to shift shape and move around, just kind of plop it down on your grid paper or a scrap piece of paper and then pick it up using your block. And that, when you kind of put it down onto the grid paper or onto the scrap paper, it will go into the shape that it wants to be in, as opposed to the shape that you've tried to push it into. Because with these photopolymer stamps, they often will, as you're playing with them, they will kind of shift. One of the cool things is you can make different shapes out of them, which is kind of fun to do. But for these ones, I just want it to be straight. Okay. So I went ahead and cut out some pieces already in advance. So this bundle is really fun because it has the twinkle lights, but it also has the more traditional, hey Polly, more traditional lights. So I've cut 3 in Granny Apple Green and 2 in Melon Mambo. And I'm going to take and use dimensionals to pop. So I always put the kind of the main part of the light on first, and then I'm going to use a glue dot to put the cap. So you can cut these little caps out for your lights, which is fun. Oh, you're rainy. Yes, we're kind of a rainy day. I had an amazing day yesterday. Actually, I had a lovely day on Friday too. Friday was my team Christmas party on Zoom. So we were all, warm and cuddly on Zoom in our homes because my team is across Canada. So we can't meet in person without excluding some people. So we had a really fun Christmas party on Zoom. And then yesterday, some of my team, of course, not everybody could do this. We met in Victoria, which is about an hour drive for me, an hour and a bit. I went with somebody from one of my team members from here. I might not use all of these lights. I seem to have a lot of, maybe I might have to trim. There we go. We'll probably just use 4 of the lights and not 5. So we went to Victoria. Like I said, it's about an hour, over an hour and a half drive. Went for afternoon tea at this this old house. It's called the Gatsby Mansion, I think, and it's was built in the late 1800s. And we had afternoon tea. It was so much fun. Just to feel it was all decorated for Christmas and so pretty. And yeah, so we did that yesterday with some team members and some not team members. Some people brought one of my team members brought their daughter, and then somebody brought a friend who used to be a team member. And yeah, it was just a lovely day. It was not a lovely drive, but it was a lovely day because it absolutely was teeming with rain here yesterday. Okay, so these are the little caps that you can stamp the caps. It's hard to see. You can stamp the caps, or you can actually cut the caps out, and they have little lines that get cut on them. So it gives it more more detail. So I just use a glue dot to put those on. And you know what I did? What I like to do, and I should have done, is I like the wire to show above the, or through the cap, and I put my bulbs on. I got so excited to tell you the story about our tea and our Christmas party that I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing here. So let's take and put one of these caps on with a glue dot, and then it's fine if I had done it the other way, but I kind of like the wire to show through the cap. All right. Anyway, it was a lovely afternoon. I don't go to Victoria very much, even though it's not very far away from me. So, and then the last cap on. So it definitely kind of put us in the Christmas spirit yesterday, because oh my gosh, they did such a beautiful job. If you are on my, I think I shared it to my Facebook group. Okay, I'm going to put that one just a little bit more sideways so I don't cut so much of it off. And then I'm just going to trim this. There we go. All right, so my pretty foil lights are going to go on that piece of Melon Mambo foil. This is definitely a bright cherry card. There is filaments that you can stamp or cut out using from basic black or another color to put on your lights. But I thought with the foil, I wouldn't do that. I would have had to use StazOn, and I didn't want to use StazOn on my my stamp. So I'm not sure I know where my StazOn ink cleaner is, or my StazOn cleaner. There we go. Isn't that foil just pops it? Just gives it a really nice pop. Okay, we'll save that. And let's put some of these really pretty iridescent discs on. Let's see, I've got a few. Let's see, there's some in Melon Mambo, so let's use those. They look like just kind of little dots. There we go. And I've got one piece. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. So let's take the light and the cap. So there's our tuxedo black. Let's do Melon Mambo first so I get it in the corner. Like that. And like my Melon Mambo almost looks like real red in this. It's quite juicy, but that's okay. Right, and then this can go on the inside of the card. I love these colors with black. I'm not sure black is a definitely not a traditional Christmas color, but these colors just pop so much with the black. And it does almost looks real red, at least to me on the screen. Maybe you're seeing it more Melon Mambo, but it looks almost real red. It's very rich. Okay, so there's a pretty card using that gorgeous foil. And like I said, at least in North America, the Merry Bold and Bright bundle, as well as the foil and the No, that's all I used on the card. The iridescent discs are not retiring, but they are still available in the online store. And even though they are retiring, they're still available. So you check it out. It's getting a little tight to get orders in time for Christmas, but if you have people on your wish list, or if you have people asking you what you'd like for Christmas, and I do have a gift certificate kind of service, so you can kind of do that. I don't know, it's always nice to get what you want for Christmas. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Now I'll be back live on Tuesday with my sketch challenge, and if you're interested in joining on Monday night at 7 o'clock Pacific through Zoom, I post the Zoom link tomorrow, as well as the supply list. We will be making a pinwheel tower card, so come join us for that free class. You use your own supplies, and I'll show you how to make that card. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.